The second letter that the Rebbe wrote behemshach to the first one, but the person who wanted to go to college, the second letter is dated Chov Dalad Elul Tov Shin Yud, which is a short while after the first one, which was Yud Gimel Elul Tov Shin Yud. And the Rebbe writes that because there was not enough time, so he wasn't meited the way you're supposed to. And also the Rebbe said, I thought, but the little bit that I wrote would be enough. But since you didn't answer me, I didn't hear from you. And we know in Gemara, when it says that sometimes when you are quiet, it could mean that you agree. And some you're quiet because you don't care. So I'm not sure, therefore I'm continuing. And this is the way I see it, the Rebbe says. That the Rebbe, meaning the Friedrich Rebbe, chose you, made you into a shliach to run a kehillah, and shluch eshlodim kameisei. And the shliach is like the one that sent him. And one of the reasons is because the one that sent it, Mishaleach, puts in his keiches in the shliach. And that's by everybody. Any Mishaleach, certainly by a person who's a pnimi, and certain, if a person is atzmi, and certainly the Rebbe sent you, he put keiches into you. Why did the Rebbe send you? It's clear, so you should run a community in the derech of Torah mitzvahs and help every man and woman to go up and get closer to Hashem. Now, certainly the shliach has to do even more than them. How could the shliach go up higher to Hashem? So then there is a set way already, the way of Hashem, which is already a paved way, mevuyer through the Chazal, especially through the Nasi Chabad, and especially to the Friedrich Rebbe. He gives eight, says how you could get rid of the convincing of the Yetzer Hara, which is called the Kluginker. But after that, if it's true, the rumor that I heard that you want to go to college, so the Rebbe says this is what's going to happen. Number one, from the limited time that you have anyway, a big part of it will go to things which is not part of your mission. Second thing is part of the time will go to things which are against the fulfillment of your mission. A third thing is other people will follow you and say that if a shliach of the Rebbe, after he learned in yeshiva, etc., nevertheless, in order to become a mensch, you have to go to college. So why should we live in the mistakes? So let's send our sons and daughters lechatchila to college. And the next thing is, the last thing that Rebbe says, the fourth thing is, and that's Eil Kolona, that's on top of everything, Vos Hoter zum Rebbe, what do you have to the Rebbe? Why you schlep the Rebbe with you in college? The keiches of the Meshaleach are in you, and when your body goes to college, your nefesh keys goes to college, and b'derech meila, the keiches of the Rebbe put into your nefesh goes to the college. So comes out that you're schlepping the Rebbe together with you. The Rebbe says, I don't want to be meirich anymore. I don't think I need to be meirich anymore because I'm sure what I said is enough. And the Rebbe adds, I don't know if this is a real test for you, but anyway, whichever way it is, that you should be able to withstand this test, and then you'll see later that it's only a nesoyan and really it's no mamish. There's really nothing to it. And the Rebbe adds, I don't know how the relationship of your wife to this question, but b'chol ofen you have permission, and it's the right thing that you should give over the teichen of this letter to your wife also. And here's the nekuda, the bottom line that the Rebbe says here, that if you go to college, since you're a shliach, you schlep the Rebbe with you. In other words, whatever you do, the Rebbe goes along with you, and you're schlepping the Rebbe to something that you know the Rebbe doesn't want. Why would you do that? Then there's a letter behemshah to that, and that'll be in the next voice note.